I'm living proof that you can genuinely put your mind to just about anything, be able to achieve it. Now, I'm not one of those guys who's like accomplished millions of dollars of wealth or anything like that yet. But I have been able to like fully be independent from an online business or from online income. And that's something that I think a lot of people don't have, obviously, and something that I struggled with for a long time and I wasn't able to achieve up until about a year and a half ago. And so I'm actual living proof that you can put your mind to just about anything and actually do it. One of my first mentors, one of the first people that I actually like made my first 100K with, his name was Pierre. I'm sure you guys know who that is. I was a sales rep for his company. One thing that he always taught us, or one thing that he always said, was that essentially your actions not just fall to your goals, but your actions fall to what you truly believe to be possible, if that makes sense. And so, to give you an example of what this was, one of the biggest clients that, I'm not going to say we had, but he had, and I was a sales rep for, one of the biggest clients that we worked with, we were going for $1 million a month. And so the goal was to cash collect $1 million for his offer. Um, so that meant a bunch of different things. We had to scale the sales team. We had to, and when I say we, I mean they. I was selling. Once again, I'll make that clear. But they had to scale the sales team. I had to get as good as possible so I could collect as much cash as possible as a setter and as a closer. Our sales manager Benny had to be on his top game. Our closing manager at the time, Mike, had to be on his time, and so like we all collectively had to believe it was possible to make $1 million in a month. I had to do my thing every single day. Everyone else on the team had to do their thing every single day for 30 days straight. We had to collect $35,000 in order to actually achieve the goal that we had as a team, which was $1 million. But that first starts with truly believing it's possible to make $1 million in a month, right? And so this goes for that's just the first example. Matter of fact, I did not think of that before this video. I was just on the fly, but that was like the first example I could think of believing something, therefore you achieve it, right? And so that lesson has been applied to a lot of different things in my life. It's a muscle that you have to grow. It's not something that you're just born with. The ability to dream big and then accomplish those dreams. It's not something that is given to us. Maybe it's given to us, but we have to learn how to get it, if that makes sense. Everyone has it. For example, the overweight guy, right? He obviously wants to get in shape, and this is like the most basic analogy ever. But the overweight guy who wants to get in shape, the first step for him to actually get into shape and get out there and actually take the actions necessary to get in shape is believing it's possible. If you don't believe any of these things are possible, you're never going to actually set out there and do it. And so I know that seems somewhat cliche or somewhat obvious, um, but if there's any doubt in your mind that you can accomplish something, you're not going to accomplish it. Simple as that, bro. Simple as that. Now, side note, for some of you guys who've been watching me, obviously, if you don't know who I am, my name's Jake. I'm an online entrepreneur. Like I said, started as a sales rep. Now I do ecom, aka dropshipping. Ecom sounds a lot sexier. But reason I'm making this video in the first place is because I just moved into this new apartment. So I'll go ahead and show you guys, just to keep kind of everyone updated. You can kind of see the view. I kind of spoiled it a little bit. But I'm super excited to live here too because it gives me great backgrounds for recording videos and stuff like that. And it's a lot more aesthetic than anywhere else I had lived. Obviously, last year I lived with two roommates in some shitty college town townhouse, but it was fun. And for the last 2 months, I've been back at home, just visiting my family, having a good time with them, getting a little bit comfortable. Not gonna lie, but it was nice to be home for about 2 months. I was in between my leases, and then boom, I just moved in here this weekend. Today's Wednesday, so I moved in on Saturday. But it came together pretty nice. I'll go ahead and give you guys a little tour, and then we'll get back into some sauce. But here's the living room. We got this mirror. Favorite part about the house, low key, this mirror's actually super fire. Got everything from the walls pretty much at thrift shops, which was dope. But this is the interior. I don't know if any of you guys follow me on TikTok. If you don't, I'll pop it up right here. Go follow me on TikTok and Instagram. But I went pretty viral on TikTok recently because I made like a what do you call it, apartment tour, like yo, and I clickbaited a little bit. I was like, is FSU scamming me? Obviously, I live here in Tallahassee, close to FSU. If you guys don't know that, but I'm not in school. Anyways, I posted the video and there was a bunch of controversy because everyone was like, oh, you're getting scammed, or there were some people saying daddy's money, and other people saying you're gonna get robbed because you're in a dangerous neighborhood. So it went kind of viral. So maybe some of you guys have seen this, but it's pretty funny. Anyways, this is the living room, kitchen. You can tell all that you need to know about a man by his fridge. So we got a lot of sauce in here, not sauce, but good shit in here. And then we got the business in the front, party in the back, of course. Okay, I'm not one of those guys that's gonna front and say that I don't drink. I do. Okay. Boom, we got to do some dishes and stuff like that. But nice kitchen. Moving on to the living room. Pretty fire setup. I did put decent amount of thought into this, but I ordered most of the stuff on Amazon. This is my second favorite part of the house, or maybe my first, I don't know. But this painting I also got at Goodwill, and it is absolutely fire. Reading this book right now. I am a Christian. I am a man of faith for everyone or anyone asking, but this is it's been a good book so far. Can Science Explain Everything? Basically, is it's like an apologetics book, so that's pretty cool. Guitar, I can't play. Into my room. Let's see what we got in here. It's where the magic happens. That's what they always say. There's no magic been done in this bed. I'm a single man. Boom, boom. Closet's pretty nuts. I need to fill this out with freaking chrome hearts or something, bro. Bathroom. Y'all don't need to be seeing it here, but you know, you get the point. Closet's pretty fire. But yeah, need to deck this out a little bit more. Since switching to ecom, I've kind of switched up my habits, which has been cool. I'm like able to, as productive as I can, as productive as I am is like the freedom that I get, if that makes sense. So the more productive I am, the more freedom I have because I get my work done, and then once I'm done with my work, I don't have to do anything else, which is nice because I don't have to sit and wait for sales calls to come to me all day. So as basically as productive as I can be, the more bullshit I can do. But today I wasn't that productive. As you guys can see, it is 8:04 and I just finished working, and now I'm filming this YouTube video, and I still need to go to the gym. But I could have been done probably by 4 if I really locked in. So I'll do that tomorrow. Moving on to the office, pretty dope setup in here. 2 monitors. This is my setup I'm rocking with. Decent little view. Got a TV here. Once again, artwork from the thrift store, and then I have a beanbag on the way for right there. Low-key spent a decent bag compared to my usual spending on this apartment, but it's super worth it in my opinion. It looks really nice. Parking garage view, nothing insane to be honest, not the best view. The views on the other side of the apartment complex are honestly the best ones because they overlook College Town and they get the sunset. So kind of got fucked there, but I do have an entire 2x2 to myself, which no one else in this building does. Obviously, I'm paying for it, but I would prefer that than having just a view with a roommate, you know? So it's been cool living alone. But back to the real part of this video, or maybe the motivational part of this video, however you want to put it. This entire apartment, right? All of my bills are being paid for by ecom. They're being paid for by drop shipping, right? And I'm not a drop shipper, or at least I haven't been a drop shipper until 2 months ago. And so I took a massive risk, right? I quit my sales job that was paying me $20,000 to $30,000 every single month. I quit that to go all in on drop shipping 2 months ago, June 12th, right? And so in order for me to take such a big quote unquote risk and actually go all in on something, mind you, I'm doing good with ecom now. I'm able to pay my bills strictly with ecom, even though it's only been 2 months. The only reason I'm able to do that, the only reason I was able to take that risk and put myself in that position is because I truly had the confidence in myself to get the job done, right? But it started with belief. If I didn't believe it was possible, well, what do you think I would have done? I would have half-assed my way into ecom. I would have maybe relied on the free content on YouTube. I never would have invested into a mentorship. I never would have worked 12 hours. Think about this, right? I never would have worked 12 hours a day for 2 months straight to really be able to learn the skill of ecom if I didn't believe that there was, an outcome on the other side of it that was going to be worth it, right? And so it has nothing to do with my goal. It has nothing to do with anything except for me believing it's possible. Because if you truly believe something's possible, you're going to go out there and get it, right? And so obviously this is nothing crazy, right? Like, it's cool to have my own 2x2, spot to myself, no roommates, live alone, pay my own bills, drive a nice car. It's nice, right? Don't get me wrong. And I'm not trying to sound like a douchebag saying that. It's nice. But compared to a lot of people out there that you see online, it's nothing, right? But to myself, it means a lot. And I know for a fact that in a year's time or 2 years' time or 5 years down the line, I'm going to be in that position as well, simply because I believe it's possible. Time just needs to catch up, right? But once again, it starts with belief. Your actions will be taken in direct correlation to what you believe is going to be possible or what you believe is truly possible. Once again, back to the example at the start of the video. If we didn't believe it was possible to make $1 million in a month, we never would have taken the actions to actually get there. So that's the point of this video. You know, I went from 0 to 30K a month as a sales rep. That took belief, right? I never would have been able to accomplish that without believing first that it was possible. If I said, oh, this offer is only good enough for 20K a month, or, oh, I'm not good at sales, so I'm never going to become a closer. If I placed those limiting beliefs onto myself, I never would have taken the actions necessary to get to the goal that I had set in place, right? Same thing into another industry. And a reason that I'm so passionate about telling my story and a reason I'm being consistent on social media again is because I do think one thing that I do well is the mindset stuff. Even though I don't have the most insane outcomes yet, I think that I can speak to a lot of beginners and a lot of people who are just in my position. I've been able to not conquer, but I've been able to see success in 2 different industries, which is something that most people don't do, right? And so it's been a learning process over the last 2 months getting into ecom. Once again, overcoming all the limiting beliefs that come at the start. I already had made it as a sales rep. I already made it in online business, and I had to come all the way back to square one. Couldn't have an ego, no results with this business, no proof of concept, all the way to my first 20K rev and scaling from there. And so, once again, it all starts with belief. So whatever the fuck you want to accomplish, whatever it is that you have on your mind, whether you're 16 years old and are trying to make your first dollar, or you're my age, you're 21 years old and you're just trying to pay your own bills, whatever the case is, it starts with belief, because if you don't believe something's possible, you're not going to actually go out there and take the actions necessary to accomplish it. That's all I have for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to go to the gym, and my next video is going to be ecom related. So if you guys have any certain specific requests for the next YouTube video, let me know. I'm posting once a week. I do need to stop fucking bumping the camera. But it will be ecom related. So let me know what you guys want. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok, Jake.Dabrowski on all platforms. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.